Starting university, starting college, a new chapter in life. What role does friends and friendship play in this? They can either make you or break you. Many parents worry about the friends their children have, their friendship circle, who they're with, who they're meeting up with. And other parents are delighted when they know their child has a good, honest, sensible friend. Assalamu alaikum and welcome. This is the only way. Oh, how important is in friendship? How can it affect your success or failure in college or university?
Yeah, it's like I'm Charlie. So I think a lot of parents and a lot of students are going through this at the moment. You're starting university or college, or it's a new term. So it's a big challenge. How you're going to get through, who you're going to associate with, and in Islam we have this famous hadith. If you hang around with the blacksmith, you smell like him. If you hang around with the perfume maker, you will smell like them. Meaning that the people you hang around with, the people who become your friends, they have influence over you. You will change and become like them, and they will become like you. So what that means is who you choose is actually very important. um, and that's the first challenge you face. And I think the second challenge people got to face is that, look, your education will finish one day. you know you're coming into a world now, a lot of students, where the global order is changing, the economic situation doesn't look good. And I think it's important. There was a time, very famous people, where they wanted to change the world. They had a global vision, and that's how they saw it. Their journey was one of you want to bring changes into the world, bring justice, and get rid of poverty. And I think it's important, the today's youth got to be really be thinking about what is the world they want to go into, and how can they bring that about. But you can get really bogged down with I got my exams. You get bogged down with I got work or I got to find a job, and these things are all shaped by how the world is, how the economy is. And everything around you will tell you just accept the system. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do. And really, we're going to be looking beyond the circumstances. And that's why people like Nelson Mandela, Che Guevara, you name it, all these revolutionaries and others I haven't named. Why are they famous? They're famous because they wanted to change the circumstances they were facing. And a lot of these guys started their struggle in their youth. They saw it when they were young, and then they grew up to try and actually bring a change to it. So, I think education, as important as it is, they need to put it into perspective that this could be the beginning of something, or it could just be another chapter in your life that you just walk through and then you go into something else. And what you do is just become a person in a global production line, and you just try and make ends meet. You can be like that, or you can be revolutionary, or you can have a look at how the world should be, and you work towards bringing that change. So for you, your education is really the beginning part of the process, rather than just another thing that you do in your life.
Yeah, and I think I just want to hone in on the discussion a bit more in terms of if you're a person and you've got friends. Most friends are you grow up through childhood, you go to secondary school together, and you may go to college and university, and you spend a lot of time together, and you know each other inside out, and that's the point. You know each other inside out. If you know he's trending towards the wrong side, and just leaning on the hadith that you mentioned of the perfume seller, actually be the perfume seller. Be the one that shrouds this friend who's going in the wrong direction with good perfume. You know, constantly remind him, constantly tell him, keep informing him. Think of the dangers he's falling into, the traps that he's falling into, the temptations that he's getting into, rather than being, uh, that's him. That's the way he is. What can I do? It's just the way he is. It's always been like this. Okay, maybe in a younger age and in school, you don't have that understanding of what friendship is. But as in college, sixth form, university, you have a sensible mind, a sensible understanding. The implications of doing things and bad things are deep and great. They can affect a person and affect their future in a big way. So if you're a friend and you've got friends who are in this bad world or trending towards that, uh, get involved. Stop them. Be the perfume seller that your perfume rubs off onto them and they get better. This is something that uh, that is what a real friend is. That is what a real friend is. And on the flip side, if you've got if you're into bad habits, if you're reflecting and realizing, you know what, I need to make a change in my life. I need to, I'm starting to realize the implications of what I was. I don't want to be that. Surround yourself with good friends. Surround yourself with good friends. Like they say, that, you always hear this on socials, and it's become a bit of a meme. Um, if there's five dummies, you'll become the sixth dummy. If there's five business people, you'll become the sixth business person. If there's five sports people, you'll become the sixth sports person. And that way, you surround yourself with good people. You'll start picking up. You'll pick up the understanding. You'll pick up how and why they do things. You'll pick up ways and means of getting things done, ways and means of understanding different situations and handling different situations. So, in both cases, seeking out the good friend or being more of a good friend is vitally important.
Cool, that's it from my side, bro.
Yeah, so and just to wrap up, one final point on this issue of friendships. A lot of friendships is very emotional, known each other for a long time, childhood, a lot of memories, a lot of happy times. People could write a book, a memoir of their childhood and on their friends, and sometimes that emotional bond connection can become the downfall in the future, in the sense that you can end up following into bad ways and bad paths because of that relationship. And there's many ayahs in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that on the day of judgment, when you're suffering, when you're in regret, deep regret, there will be no friend. There will be no friend. Why a friend? Because it's a lot of people and it's normal and it happens to everyone. It's the friends that can take them into the wrong direction just because of that history, that emotion, the things he's done for you, the things you do for each other, uh, takes you along that road. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to watch out that on the day of judgment, the person that you relied on here, you won't be able to rely on the day of judgment. So be careful. Don't let the emotions of friendship overrule you and take you in the bad direction. Jazakallah khair for listening. Leave your comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.